What jobs get too much pay for their work, and why? State-funded university administrators, especially presidents. It's mostly political, and you don't have to be good at too much, or even very bright. You can be a shitty person and do a shit job for years. Collect $500,000 per year easy plus housing, car, and all sorts of other benefits, and move on to another school and do the same thing. It's not about results, but being paid to be a figurehead, effective or respected or not. Paid to take credit or blame as they choose. This may be unpopular, but some teachers are ridiculously overpaid. They do fuck all and they make six figures and get summer vacation and also like 90 paid sick days. Then they cry about how hard their job is. But you came in hungover and Toronto story for half the day, and you're complaining. That being said, I'd say the vast majority of them are underpaid and underappreciated. I'm just exposed to the overpaid ones because of my privilege. Corporate recruiters. I used to work for a corporate compensation team for a Fortune 10 company, and from what I had seen, they all get over $100,000. In most cases, they did a horrible job. Also, CEOs at public companies. They are treated and paid like royalty, and the board of directors think these CEOs are irreplaceable. Every job at a public company is replaceable, and most ideas that create profit are from the bottom up. HR. They always think they know it all, and are superior to anyone knowledge-wise. They have the ability to make decisions on stuff they didn't know the name of 5 minutes ago. It takes an engineer years to get a few % of the knowledge, and they are so delusional. They can't imagine the possibility that they don't know jack shit of the topic they deem to be experts in. Are admirable. The astronomical salaries of professional athletes often seem disproportionate to the value they contribute compared to other essential professions like teachers or healthcare workers. However, their pay is often determined by market demand and entertainment value. Politician, they're only in it for the money. One party more than the other for sure. Congressmen should not be allowed to get anything more than their base pay. They use the US economy and citizens as bargaining chips to get more money, and it seems like that's all they're interested in. I may be wrong, but I think elevator technicians charge way too much. The ones I've used are $500, $700 per hour. Had to do an overtime appointment once. I think that was $1,200 an hour. Of all the vendors used in commercial property maintenance, they're the most expensive by far. I'm an accountant and my desk is next to the marketing debt. Whatever they're getting paid is too much. I hear them talk about reality TV all day. Marketing is necessary, and I'm sure some work very hard. I just haven't run across one in my career yet. Who? CEOs, CFOs, chairmans, presidents, VTS. Pretty much any of the top executives for mega corporations or extremely large corporations. Why? No executive on planet Earth works hard enough to justify earning hundreds of millions of dollars per year. At least in the UK. Train drivers. They earn £60,000 a year, which is more than double the average wage in the country. They hold power through trade unions and love to strike, clinging on to their jobs which could be easily automated. Professional athletes, and I love sports. I'm a sports junkie, but it is absurd that as a society we value somebody that can throw a ball more or so than a world-renowned brain surgeon, for a financial perspective. Sanitation workers in the new era. Drive a truck with a clamp. Dump can in truck. Never get out of the truck. Plus politicians that make the contracts. Any political figure is on the take from somebody. Or nurse. Because they get paid $75 an hour to do almost nothing. This doesn't apply to all of them. Just about 96% of them. Also, this doesn't apply to all nurses, just operating room nurses. C-suite personnel. Board members and any politician. Why? The brunt of the work is done by others and those that are pay grades below them. Yet they get ridiculously overpaid for doing the bare minimum. CEOs, they don't really work. They just get asked questions and make the decision. It is so obsolete that corporations are wising up to using AI for the same functions that CEOs perform. That better. Numerous IT roles, paying for uncommon knowledge, not amount of output. But this is true only if you look at it through that lens. Nothing wrong with a cushy job where you still provide real value. Consultants. I don't mean individual consultants who generally work quite hard and long hours for clients. But the industry itself is almost entirely about packaging horseshit as important insights. Any C-suite executive, if your job is to generate profits at the expense of community, workers, and environment, then you and all your associates deserve to be buried in the center of the planet. Anything non-labor. If you sit at a desk, work from home, have virtual meetings, sit in a lounge on a laptop, etc., etc., you have no business making more than a construction worker or garbage man. The people growing things, producing things, inventing things, teaching things, etc., would have a much harder time sourcing capital to pay for these activities without the professions above. Government employees, because there isn't a profit mechanism that helps constrain how much they could be paid. They're being paid with wealth that is taken under the threat of force. CEOs of basically any company. They really do not need 6-7 figures for a job their bottom-level managers are doing to a degree for like maybe $15 an hour, if they're lucky. Corporate CEOs, influencers, mega church preachers, politicians, MLM pushers, nearly every US government agency. They provide nothing and steal everything, absolute scum. Corporate CEO. The average among the 500 biggest companies is around $15 million a year. The CEO of Boeing is going to get a $30 million payout on his way out the door. TV newsreaders. Look pretty. Don't be drunk or high. Read what's written on the teleprompter. Anything over $50,000 a year is too much. 8 figures is absurd. None of them. They are only jobs paid too little. And I won't hold it against anyone that finds someone willing to pay them for their services. Politicians. I like that tweet where they said that a politician should not be allowed to have more money than the average person's income. Politicians. How are they supposed to know what's best for us when they make $200K a year making policies people making $60K have to endure? Sports agents just milking the system for all of us fans to pay more and not have big stars play on our smaller market teams. Leeches, all sans workers. Bunch of fat whiny bastards that sit on their asses 90 of the day talking about all the stupid shit they buy. Realtors. Make a business so arcane regular people can't buy or sell a house without paying them tens of thousands of dollars. Day traders, financiers, bankers, realtors. These people literally offer nothing to the market, but reap incredible profits. Probably my job. I make more with 0 qualifications making the wood I use to clip cables onto as a qualified electrician. Realtors are worthless in the age of online listings. They're just like travel agents, happy to see them disintermediated. Sports athletes. Not all sports but basketball players get at least $1 million pretty much. And at the top is $50 million. Hospital administrators. They do nothing of value, make the actual medical staff's jobs harder and make stupid money. CEO. Their whole existence is to make sure shareholders are happy. That's it. Everything else is disseminated down. School administrators. You have schools struggling to keep the lights on, but the superintendent makes 6 figures. The financial sector. If you are willing to sell your soul to the office life, there is good money to be made. Politicians. Don't forget about the golden pensions they get after serving less than a decade. Pussies. Some managers be getting a little too much money while sitting on their ass a little too often. Realtors, athletes, list actors, marketing department. Most roles are FAANG or similar companies. NFL, NBA, MLB, etc. Millions on millions to exercise and chase a ball around a field or court. Tech sales. Have a few friends in it who work 10 hours a week at most while pulling in 300-400K. CEOs. All they do is boss people around and pay the workers who generate their wealth peanuts. As an IT manager, I mostly just sit here knowing things. I would not pay me my wage to do this. Actors, sports stars, politicians, only the top 5, and way too much money than they can spend. Most managers, the past few I have worked for, only manage to delegate then take smoke breaks. In this thread, people listing jobs that take in huge profits, which is why they make a lot. My friend makes over $100,000 for basically doing my job, and I make less than half of that. The majority of federal government jobs pay excessive amounts for the quality of work done. Athletes and actors. One is playing a game and the other is playing pretend. It's bullshit. Professional Redditor. You don't want to even know how much I get paid to shitpost. Weather person. The only job where you can be consistently wrong and never get fired. Servers. Tips are crazy money and tax-free. For what? Bring me a plate of food. Most finance-related jobs, consulting jobs, professional sports, administrators. Sundar Pichai's job, Alphabet Google's CEO. For those who don't know him. Politicians, hedge fund managers, bank executives, all self-explanatory.